So Karen, you've been in this field quite a while, right?
Correct.
I think when we spoke last, in some ways you said you kind of grew up in it.
Correct. My grandfather was a controller, and when I graduated high school, I started in an accounting firm at 19, and I have continued for almost 40 years.
Wow, so you've been around a while doing it.
I have. This is my second accounting firm only, but
Okay.
I have been in the field for a very long time.
And how long have you been here at SKC?
This is my 23rd year. I just
Wow.
had my 23rd year anniversary December 11th, I think. So I'm starting year 24.
Fantastic. That's great. And you take on a kind of a quality control role here, right?
Correct.
And what does that mean? How does that manifest itself, like day to day?
Well, any project that has a financial statement goes through me mostly for final look. So once it's reviewed, it comes to me for quality assurance. The engagement binder of which it has been prepared from also gets QC'd. So quality control is a huge component of my job, not only watching, but teaching.
Okay.
So if I find things, I go back to the accountant, I go back to the reviewer, I talk to, the partners or the preparers, really trying to get everything out the door as perfect as we can.
Okay.
That is the goal.
Great. So it's not about just making corrections. It's also about, enabling them to do it right the next time.
Correct. It
Okay.
makes their job better, my job easier for sure.
Right. Right. You don't want to see the repeat mistakes.
Right, and
Yeah.
you only have one chance to make a good first impression, and whether it's a client that's been around for a long time or new, no one wants to see a dollar sign missing or the name of the company spelled wrong. Those numbers could be perfect, but you don't want to create a perception of questioning, well, why is that?
Right.
I always bring up to people about, going to a restaurant and seeing typos in the menu. The food could be delicious, but you're like, they can't spend another 5 minutes to read their menu?
Right. So you think it has a lot to do also with confidence in the accounting firm and the accountant themselves, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I guess that, is it something that, I'm just curious, is it something that they sort of fear through the quality control process, or they welcome it, the accountants?
No, well, no one likes to get points back, myself included.
Right.
No one wants to see that. But the goal is to get better.
Right.
And that is one way of improving yourself professionally. Is not just going to classes and CPE and reading and learning through examples. It's also from getting your work reviewed and someone else looking at it and questioning something. And maybe you missed it, or maybe you didn't know, or whatever. It really is to get everyone better, myself included.
Right. And so is it sort of a mission of this firm to make sure this work is going out near perfect?
Right. The goal is perfect.
Right.
To be honest.
Yeah, because it matters,
But
right?
everything matters.
Okay.
Quality. That is really the mantra that quality matters.
Okay.
So it comes from the top, and we have full support of the partners, managing partner, and it trickles down.
Right.
So quality does matter.
Yeah, because once it's out that door, you can't pull it back.
Right.
Right.
Right, and everyone's human. Everyone makes mistakes. The goal is to help lessen that.
Understood.
By having more processes.
How do you get the younger generation, if you will, and you've worked with a few generations now in this field, how do you impress upon them this attitude about quality? How do you get them to buy into that?
Well, I start with, as soon as they're interviewed, either I interview them or someone else does, and then when they come on board, I sit and meet with this new staff, no matter what level.
Okay.
And I go over our ways of doing things, and I ask how they do things, because we're always trying to glean, well, maybe we'll add that step, or that's a great idea, or I like that product better, or whatever it is. And then I press upon them how their initials matter. That if they sign off on something, that it's done, that someone else down the line is relying on that signature to move their work forward as well.
Okay.
So when you sign off that you've done something, you better have done something, because I'm relying on you to say that you did it, so that I can hand that in and move it further down the line. If you didn't do it and it comes back that there's a mistake, I'm the one who signed off on it as well. So I always impress that if you didn't do it, don't sign off.
Okay.
If you have a question, ask before you hand it in. So trying to start from the inception of their employment here what that means in terms of quality, that, you know, they have to take pride in their work, that, you know, you want someone to look at their work and say, this is the best I could do.
Sure.
You
Right.
know, and everyone has a bad day, and maybe you miss something, you get distracted. But the intent is, when you hand that in to the next, you know, procedure down the line, that you have done your best job.
Right, right.
And we do really try to impress upon them. And, you know, say, you know, review points are not meant to be punitive. You know, they're meant to teach, you know,
Right.
and I always say I'm an equal opportunity point giver. Whether it's the lowest person on the staff or the highest person, everyone gets the same point. It's
Right.
not punitive, it's all about learning, it's just questioning, and we all grow from that.
Yeah, that's great.
You
And
know.
I really like the perspective of you're putting your name behind this. So when you sign off on it, it's better be right.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. If you say you did it, and I come back and say, how could you have done this? This as an ad or whatever
Right.
the case may be, you look foolish. I have relied on that, and you don't want that going out and someone saying, gee, this is not my name of my company or whatever, you know, so we don't have that.
Right.
Because we have steps.
That's great.
And procedures, so.
Fantastic. Well, thanks so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Oh, anytime.